Hello and welcome to this week's Campus News Update. I'm Courtney Gear.
And I'm Colleen McCormick. On this week's update, we get the scoop on what QU students are planning on doing for Valentine's Day and important information on what you need to do in preparation for graduation. But first, is Valentine's Day really just a corporate holiday? I got the background on the history of Valentine's Day.
Every year on February 14th, a noticeable increase in chocolate, flowers, cards, and the colors pink and red can be seen around the world. Valentine's Day is a controversial holiday, which on its face is all about love. But to its core, is it really just made up by the cards companies?
Have I told you lately that I love you?
This special day of romance is named for Christian martyr Saint Valentine. He was a Roman priest who was thrown in jail for secretly marrying couples during a time of war. During his time in jail, Valentine healed the daughter of one of his jailers, and the last thing he wrote before he was executed was a note to the girl stating, "From your Valentine." Students on campus are not convinced that they should celebrate this holiday.
It's a day that corporations make just so you can go out and buy stuff, and it's kind of one of those things is if you really care about that person, you'd be showing them every day of the year that you care about them, not just one special day.
Who can blame them? After all, Americans spend more than $20 billion on Valentine's Day total, or about $63 a person. Not really a part of the college student's budget. We can even see this increase in spending in Quincy.
The past few years we've been doing chocolate covered strawberries. We get those on Friday and they sell out really good. Candy's probably one of our biggest, besides the cards, our biggest sales. So
Whether you are for or against the celebration of Valentine's Day, there is one part of this holiday that is good for everyone: discounted candy the day after.
Students may not have a big Valentine's Day budget, but it won't stop them from celebrating the holiday. Here's how some students are spending their day.
My Valentine's Day plans are to go see a movie with my boyfriend.
My girlfriend's coming to visit, and we're planning to go to see the movies. We're going to see American Sniper because nothing says Valentine's Day like an American war film.
I'm going to sit at home with my fiance and eat a heart-shaped pizza and eat chocolate.
I'm taking out my girlfriend Sarah to a dinner at a restaurant downtown Quincy.
Are you planning on graduating in May? If so, you need to complete the graduation application by March 1st. Turn in the application into the registrar's office, which is located in room 130 in Francis Hall. There will be a $150 application fee charged to all students. If you have any questions, please contact Mary Betts at registrar or at quincy.edu or by phone at 217-228-5432, extension number 3970. Speaking of graduation, if you are looking to meet your service learning requirements for graduation, there are still a few orientations and reflections available. The orientation dates are at both 3:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. on March 2nd, April 6th, and May 4th in Francis Hall, room 207. The reflection dates are also March 2nd, April 6th, and May 4th. The times are 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. in Francis Hall 207. Remember, you need to attend both one orientation and one reflection per semester. Have your typed reflection paper ready to turn in at the reflection session. For more information on events available that count towards service learning, make sure to check Sign Up Genius or stop by the campus ministry office in Francis Hall.
This past Sunday, the music department had its first performance of 2015. The Jazz Ensemble and Symphonic Band performed their duo concert in the Connie Neiman Center for Music. The Jazz Ensemble was conducted by local musician Les Fonza, and the Symphonic Band was under the direction of band director Bill Mockholt. The Quincy University Wind Trio also performed, featuring woodwind professor Christine Dahm and music education students Sam Seitz and Jacob Schumacher. Other musicians from the Quincy area and QU alumni were invited to join the ensembles as well. Coming up, We have the latest in weather.
And a Hawkward moment you've got to see to believe. Stay with us.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours a week, year-round.
Students involved with QUTV learn life lessons, create lasting memories, and gain the experience needed to succeed in future careers.
Students need to be involved with QUTV as a viewer or as a participant because we need to know what's going on around our campus.
Knowledge is powerful, and QUTV News serves to inform not only the students, but the Quincy University community as a reliable and powerful news network.
Welcome back. It's been a roller coaster of temperatures this past week, leaving us all confused on what season it actually is.
QUTV's Stephen Philippi has all the info if we will be getting off this wild weather ride anytime soon. Stephen?
Thanks, Colleen. You know, we don't have a great forecast at all. You know what? I'm going to call it a grim forecast. We're going to start off with our Friday forecast, which is 34 degrees, partly cloudy skies. So that's not too terrible just yet, but just wait for the bad news, which I've got for you. We're going to head on over to our Saturday, 25 degrees. It's going to be snowing that day. And you know what? We do have a basketball game. Pepsi Arena, King Tornadoes versus the Hawks. Make sure you go out there and support them. Then we're going to head on over to our Sunday, and it's going to be 23 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Now, like I said, we're having a grim forecast here, so prepare yourselves for this week-long forecast coming up here in a sec. Moving on over to our Monday, you know, it's going to be 25 degrees, snowing again, and then it's going to be 23 degrees, partly cloudy skies. The sun peaks out for just a little bit, then, it gets hidden again by those clouds. It's going to be snowing one more time, 28 degrees, down to biting cold temperatures, 19 degrees, blustery weather happening there. Then the sun, at least we get to see the sunshine a little bit on 19 degrees. Then we'll hit it up with our Thursday. That's going to be 30 degrees, partly cloudy skies, just biting cold temperatures, something we do not want to see this whole week. But it looks like Father Winter's just swarmed in through Quincy, Illinois. And we're not happy about it, but it's something we all got to deal with. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Stephen. Speaking of weather, even though we've seen a pretty mild winter thus far, the potential for bad weather still looms over us. Because of that, QU is urging students to sign up for the Emergency Notification System on Moodle. The Emergency Notification System simply allows students to enter in their email, phone number, and up to 2 alternative phone numbers to receive email, phone call, and text alerts about QU closings. To sign up, log on to Moodle, click on the student portal, and then Emergency Notification System, type in your email and which phone numbers you would like to send alerts to. Make sure to click on which phone number you would like to have text sent to, if any, and make sure to click Yes under the opt-in headings and click Process Request. With any questions about the system, contact the Computer Center at 217-228-5432, extension number 3690, or bob@quincy.edu.
Coming up, it was a good game, but why are some people calling it a killer Super Bowl? And the latest in sports with Andrew McCulloch. We'll be right back.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
Welcome back. In a bit, we will have another round of Hawkward moments from around the web.
But first, QUTV's Andrew McCulloch has the latest in sports. Andrew?
Thanks, guys. With the men's basketball team struggling as of late, a win against nearly perfect conference rival Bellarmine would prove to be a huge confidence boost for Coach Bell's team. The Hawks led at halftime, but they struggled offensively in the second half, and they would fall by a final score of 91-70. Quincy would fall to 11-12 on the season. Scotty Bruxvert had 21 points and 5 rebounds for QU, and for Bellarmine, Chris Whitehead had 22 points and 6 assists. So the men's basketball team has been really inconsistent as of late. And speaking of inconsistency, the women's basketball team has been inconsistent on the road all year. But Coach Garber's team would look to grab a crucial road victory against Bellarmine. And They would do it by making clutch free throws with the final 3 minutes left in the game. The Lady Hawks, that is, would score 14 of their 16 free throw attempts to take a close victory and win this one 86-83, improving to 13-8 on the season. Maggie Cunningham had 18 points and 6 rebounds, and Aaron Menemeyer would add a double-double for the Lady Hawks, scoring 13 points and having 11 rebounds. Now, the men's volleyball team has only played 2 home season games in their entire year, and their game against McHenry on the road would be their 11th game of the season, so they haven't had a lot of home games this year. They've been on the road all season. And Coach Foster's team would look to beat a struggling McHenry team, and they would get the job done, winning 3-1, improving to 6-5 on the season. Giacomachi led the team with 14 kills, and Thane Fanfulik set up the team beautifully with 37 assists. So like I said, all 3 teams have been on the road. I'm sure they're anxious to get back home and play in front of their great fans and on their home court. And be sure to tune in every week to track their progress right here on QU TV, your home for QU sports coverage. For QU TV Sports, I'm Andrew McCulloch. Let's send it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Andrew. Randy Swope joins us now with some of the most outrageous and wacky news from around the web with this week's Hawkward. Randy?
Thanks, Colleen. Let's get started. We're all familiar with this year's Super Bowl and how a certain interception caused a lot of commotion among football fans. But one man's family is claiming that the Patriots' victory actually killed him. That's right, 53-year-old Michael Vedvik, a diehard Seahawk fan, passed away a day after the loss of the Patriots. And it gets worse. In his obituary, Vedvik's ultimately demise is blamed on the Seahawks' lousy play call. The family has come forth and admitted that blaming the Seahawks was a joke, and Vedvik would have found it hysterical. But to me, the whole incident seems a bit awkward. I guess this fan really took being a Seahawk fan to his grave. Hawkward. From death to life, listen to this story. A Florida feline named Bart is being hailed as both a miracle and a zombie. After emerging from his grave just days after being buried, Bart was hit by a car earlier this month, and after owners presumed he was dead, buried him in a shallow grave next to the Tampa street. But 5 days later, his owner's neighbor found the cat wandering in the backyard, dirty, dehydrated, and meowing. Bart presumably clawed his way out of his grave with his broken jaw and facial injuries after the incident. According to Bart's owners, the once catatonic cat is now purring again after the incidents. However, Bart will be known as the zombie cat to the neighborhood for years to come. Talk about awkward. Doctors are saving lives in a foul way these days. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital are proposing frozen fecal pills as a cure for patients with certain stubborn bacterial infections, where typical antibiotics are ineffective. The frozen pills would replace fecal transport, which are what doctors are currently using to cure these infections. Doctors are still testing these pills out with willing patients, so it may be a while before they become a common cure for some infections. The fecal pills are about the size of a multivitamin, and of course, the color is brown. I guess some people, this is gross, but this may be a good thing. But to us, it's just sickening. That's all we have this week on Hawkward. Make sure to tune in next week for even more outrageous stories from around the web. I'm Randy Swope, and I'm sending it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Randy. Andrew, have you ever heard of any other fans who's listed Super Bowl as their cause of death?
I have never heard anything like this before. I can understand a heartbreak as a sports fan. My team, the Chicago Bears, they don't really make the Super Bowl that much. But if they did, I don't think I would die if they lost the Super Bowl. I mean, it would be really heartbreaking. Obviously, I'm a huge sports fan, and I just kind of find this whole situation pretty sad. And as Randy said, awkward.
Definitely. Well, that's it for us this week. Remember, as always, to tune in online on Facebook or on Channel 97 on campus for more news anytime. For the entire QU TV team, I'm Colleen McCormick.
And I'm Courtney Gear. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week.